Hello my lovelies, today's video is super exciting because I finally got a new camera. Already I can just tell that the quality is so much better and I am so excited to film videos for you guys. Please bear with me a little bit as I get used to the new camera. But with all that said, let's go ahead and jump right into the video. Starting by just priming our skin really nice with the NYX Bear With Me spray. Just to get everything nice and kind of moisturized before we get started. Then we're going to jump onto the eyes, of course, and I'm starting by priming my lids with some of the e.l.f. Camo Concealer, just to give us a nice, even, bright base for our eyeshadow, which we are going to be doing a colorful look today, so I prefer to have more of a white base underneath it. And then I'm just going to go ahead and set that down with a little bit of powder. This is just my Coty Airspun powder, just so that none of the eyeshadow sticks weird or anything when we get into blending, which we are going to do right now, starting with the shade Bratty from Colourpop. This is one of their pressed shadows, and you can see I'm a little bit nervous to just blend this right into the crease, but that's what we're gonna do. Just taking this color on a fluffy brush and just really buffing it all through the crease, inner corner to outer corner. And I'm going to kind of do this initial layer where I get everything nice and blended out, kind of placed where we want it. And then I am going to go back with a little bit more of that same shade and just really brighten it up, make it a little bit more intense, and yeah, nice and bright. Then I'm going to jump into the Makeup Revolution and Patricia Bright Rich in Color palette. Starting with the shade Yes Peaches, which is just kind of a nice deep peachy shade. And I'm just running this on a very small fluffy brush through the crease, just to give us a little bit more dimension. And I actually think that I maybe should have switched these colors, because I think that the orange actually fades better into the yellow lid shade that we do. I mean, it still worked out fine, but you could try it either way. So if you prefer to have more of the red tone in the crease than the orange, totally try that. I think it would work either way. Taking just a tiny bit more of that orange shade and buffing everything out so we have a nice blend. And then we will jump onto the lids. And I'm using that same Rich in Color palette, the shade Honey Pot, which is kind of a shimmery yellow. And it really wasn't giving me any payoff. I tried with a brush and with my finger. So I'm going to use the matte yellow shade Vitamin C first, which definitely gave me more of the color payoff that I was looking for. And I'm going to take this on my finger and just build up on the lid, build it up so that we can get some actual intensity there. And then I'm going to take just a tiny bit of that Yes Peaches shade on this very kind of thin, fluffy brush. I'm going to very lightly blend over the edges. And I think I actually maybe did a mixture of the Yes Peaches shade and the Bratty shade to really blend that yellow out so we didn't have any harsh edges. And then I really messed up here and I sprayed my brush before I put it in the eyeshadow, which I pretty much almost immediately regretted, by the way. Always put the product on your brush and then spray it, or you will ruin the eyeshadow most likely. It did give me a lot more color payoff using it wet though, so I definitely recommend that for this shade. And yeah, just building that up so we have a nice kind of yellowy gold. It's not really a shimmer, it's more of like a metallic finish almost. And then yeah, just making sure we have no harsh edges there. And yeah, I mean, just going back and forth over making sure everything is blended nice and smooth. Then we're going to jump onto the skin using the Tarte Quench primer, which I really like. I used it for the first time in my last video and I like it. It's very moisturizing, but it doesn't feel too heavy. It's like almost a mixture between like a moisturizing one and a silicone one is what it reminds me of. And there was hairs on my brush. We're going to be using the Colourpop Pretty Fresh Tinted Moisturizer. Again, just blending this out with a flat top brush here, which gives me the most coverage for this product. And I definitely recommend a brush for it. And we are just going to buff that out all over our face. And then we will, oh yeah, look at the difference that it makes. It's crazy that it's a tinted moisturizer, but it gives so much coverage. Anyways, we are taking that same tinted moisturizer underneath our eyes and then mixing it with a little bit of the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, just because I need a little bit of extra coverage under the eye and the Pretty Fresh doesn't give me that. But by mixing the two, I get a nice mixture between kind of this really dewy moisturized look that gives me coverage. So I actually really love these two together. Blending it out with a sponge and then taking a small brush to blend it up through my inner corners to minimize the damage to the eyeshadow as much as possible. And then once that is all blended out, we're going to go ahead and set our whole face down with the Coty Airspun powder as usual. I still haven't found a powder that I like better than this that's as affordable as this is. Like, if you haven't tried it, I definitely recommend trying it. Like, what are you even doing? It's all over the internet. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and set the face down. And then once that is done, we're going to go ahead and bronze. Oh, just kidding. I'm still setting my face. Yeah, so I set underneath kind of the areas that I conceal with a smaller brush. And then I do like to take a bigger brush like this and just set the rest of my face. It goes a little bit faster and yeah, it still does the job. Then we're going to bronze with the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. I'm actually looking for a new bronzer. You can see that this one's kind of low and I don't know, I should probably just buy another one because I love it so much. But I like to try new things. So if you have a bronzer you love, please leave me a recommendation in the comments below. I would love to try out a new product and maybe find another favorite bronzer. But yeah, I'm just applying this in the typical areas. So underneath our cheekbones, across the forehead and temples, and then taking it on a smaller brush to put a little bit down the sides of my nose. And I always am just shocked at how much bronzer makes my skin come back to life after I've done foundation and powder and everything. We're going to go ahead and do our brows, and I am using brow powder again, which I haven't done in quite a while. This is the Anastasia Medium Brown Brow Powder Duo, and I really start by just kind of defining the bottom of the brow and the tail, and then just very lightly with the lightest shade kind of pushing it up with the brush. I'm really in a I don't know what to do with my brows stage. I kind of want them to be more fluffy, but I don't know how to do that quite yet. So we're in like a transition stage here. Taking the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel, and we're just going to set them in a more upwards, I can't remember the word, upwards, so they look fluffy. Then we're going to jump back up and finish our eyeshadow, taking that original orange Bratty shade on a little short shader brush, and we are just buffing this all along the lower lash line, pretty much all the way to the inner corner. And I am just blending it out, making sure it connects with the top lash line, top lid. And then I did take a tiny bit of the Yes Peaches shade on the outer corner of the lower lash line. Going to go ahead and highlight my inner corner with the Helios Beauty eyeshadow. This is the shade Pinkies Up. It reminds me a lot of the Stila Magnificent Metals, but not quite as chunky. And I'm just using that to highlight my inner corner and my brow bone here. I like it because it, like I said, it's not chunky, but it still gives that really kind of bright shine effect. Then we are going to go ahead and blush our face, and you guys, I feel like I'm totally into the blushy nose thing. I'm using the Ciate London Pinch Me blush. I can't remember what this is called. I'll have the exact name in the description down below, but it's a very kind of like glowy, fresh looking blush, and I accidentally put way too much on my nose. So I'm going to take my powder brush and just tone it down a little bit. But yeah, I really love the blushy look right now. I'm going to go ahead and highlight my face with a highlighter I haven't tried before, which is from NOMAD Cosmetics. And this is the shade Balmoral Beach. Their Kiss of Sun highlighter on my new favorite highlighting brush. And in the pan, this looks really kind of very pinkish orangish, but on the face it applies like this really pretty champagne color. I actually really liked it. We're going to go ahead and set everything down now that we've got all our powders on with the Skindinavia makeup finishing spray. We're going to wait for that to dry. While I'm doing that, I just took all the extra foundation off of my lips, and I'm applying a little bit of the Grande Lips Hydrating Lip Plumper. And then once everything has dried down, we're going to go ahead and apply some mascara. Of course, using my very favorite Too Faced Better Than Sex Mascara here. And honestly, I almost wish that I would have just done mascara today because I think it would work with this look. But also, I like totally messed my lashes up. I'm using my InStylish lashes. It doesn't say the style on the box, so I will have to leave it in the description down below. And you can see that it, like, I totally didn't wait long enough and it totally messed it up. We're gonna mess up on both sides and we're gonna try and fix it and everything will be okay. We're gonna pull off most of the excess of our lip plumper and then just push the rest of it into the skin so we still have that hydration. Blending over the edges of my lips with just the excess left on my beauty sponge. And then today I am using the Tarte, this is the Glossy lip paint in the shade Token, which is for me like a My Lips but better shade. Like it's very similar. It's just a little bit more pigmented and very glossy and pretty. I actually thought it wasn't matte. I didn't realize it was. I didn't realize they had glossy lip paints. But it's actually super pretty. And that is the look for you guys. I really, really hope you enjoyed it. I'm so excited to film more with this new camera. So please don't forget to like and subscribe before you go, and also hit the notification bell so that you're notified whenever I post a new video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys all in my next one.